Hello, I'm Tracy Grimshaw. Welcome to A Current Affair, coming to you from the banks of Melbourne's Yarra River. This idyllic riverbank is tame compared to all the flood districts around the country. In New South Wales, one woman is dead. The water came in fast, hundreds of families lucky to escape.
It's a deafening roar. It's a strong.
But I just feel like throwing everything, and starting from scratch. But in starting from scratch, you never get the same things that you got before.
Our hearts go out to them. Details on how you can support those communities devastated by the floods are on our website. Peter Ruddock is my old primary school teacher, so that's the first and last time you'll hear me call him Peter. Mr. Ruddock is also a medical miracle. He was told he'd be dead in a year after being diagnosed with motor neurone disease. That was 30 years ago. Hi. Hi. It's nice to see you, sir. You all right? It's nice to see you. How many years has it been since you've been to Briar Hill Primary?
I left here in 74.
And you haven't been back since 74?
No, I haven't been back.
Well, I left here at the end of 71 and I haven't been back either. Is it weird being here today?
Very weird and very different, yes.
But the classrooms are the same. This classroom was one of my classrooms.
Yes.
I remember you standing at that door and this classroom looks the same except it's now got air conditioning, which is very flash.
Yeah.
Do you have happy memories here?
Very much. I like the place. I like the parents to be involved with it. We all used to have working bees and work along out there.
We've both changed a little bit in the last 50 odd years since we've seen each other. What's been happening with you? Because you've got a big story to tell, haven't you?
I've got motor neurone disease.
How did you first know you were sick? What were the first symptoms?
I went for a run one day. Oh, something wrong with the leg.
What was wrong with your leg?
Didn't know.
Was it pins and needles?
Sore.
Sore. Okay.
Like a cramp all the time.
Cramp.
Went back to my own doctor, did a piles of tests over 6 months, muscle biopsies, spinal tests, blood given, urine given, hair done, all this type of thing. They eventually said to me, "You've got MND." I said, "What's that?" I've never heard of it.
When you were told you had MND and you never heard of it, you would have said, "What's that?"
Yes, the doctor said you'll be in a wheelchair by Christmas and you'll be dead in probably 12 months.
So you get this terrible news. You'll be in a wheelchair in a few months and dead in a year. You're an athlete, sir. You were very fit. So how does that information land on you?
Don't believe you. I don't believe them. So I kept doing things even though it was hard. And I'm trying to do the same now.
How did your kids react? How did they cope with this news?
They have found it very hard, yeah. They found it even harder, I think.
Motor neurone disease is cruel. It eventually robs its sufferers of the ability to walk, talk and breathe. There's no cure and most people survive for around 2 or 3 years after diagnosis. But Mr. Ruddock is at 30 years and counting.
I've had it for 30 years. I'm supposed to be the longest live in Australia with it.
How was it affecting you after a year when you were supposed to basically be dead?
Well, I decided I better give up school because I used to walk around in the classrooms, and because my balance wasn't there, I thought I'm going to fall over on a kid if I'm not careful.
You kept working with this diagnosis. You've told that you've only got a year to live.
Yeah.
Most people would take that year and go and do something great with it. You kept working.
Yeah.
Why did you do that?
I just like work.
You liked work.
Yeah.
Because that's me there, and I don't remember. It's clear teaching wasn't just a job. Who's this fella? That's some pretty good sideburn action there, sir.
That's right.
Do you remember, was I good in school? Was I
thought
well
you
behaved?
were. Yeah. That's why I suggested to your mum you should be doing a scholarship.
And go to a flash private school?
Yeah.
Are these bringing back good memories?
Yes, it is. Remember her, remember those kids. Oh, here she is.
You're a medical miracle, really, aren't you?
See, it affects all everyone completely different. If you got it, you might be gone in 12 months. Others can linger on for a few years, but no one like me. I'm very lucky.
Remarkably, for the first 5 years, Mr. Ruddock showed very little signs of the disease, and to this day he can still walk a bit, talk, and he lives alone independently. How long before doctors asked you to help with research? How long before, you know, your doctors were going, hang on a second, there's something about this bloke?
The doctors, I'm being direct, in Australia, don't chase me.
They don't?
Huh?
Why not?
But it seems to me the doctors don't seem to coordinate their research with each other.
Mr. Ruddock's life mission is helping other MND sufferers, so he sends his precious medical data via an app to researchers in the US.
Where I tape the phone onto my hands and my legs and do exercises. Now I press a button, the results go to America.
He's also a warrior for Fight MND, the charity set up by AFL legend Neil Danaher. And do you spend much time talking to people who have MND? Do they?
No, not much at all.
Why not?
I just find it's too depressing. I try to help the Fight MND by selling beanies and going to all their functions. I help MND Victoria. I used to collect corks for them for years to raise money to buy wheelchairs for people who couldn't do it.
You sold corks?
Yeah,
that was in the days before beanies?
That's right, exactly, yes.
In the face of his terminal illness, this grandfather is not giving up on life. Why do you think you've gone for 30 years? What do you reckon it is?
Bit of luck. I think just luck.
Well, I hope your luck lasts for another, 20 or 30 years.
Yeah. I said to my kids, I want to at least last another 20 years so they can all be full members of the Melbourne Cricket Club.
Right, so you've got to last another 20 years so you can get them all members of the MCG. Yeah. Spoken like a true Melburnian, Mr. Ruddock.
Sure. Tracy, Peter.
You're not Peter. You've never been Peter. Mr. Ruddock.
No.
That's the bell, sir.
That's time for dismissal. Right, we run out now.
Am I dismissed, sir? Thank you. Thanks for talking to me. It's been great to see you. I would love to unlock his secret, and we'll be back with more from Melbourne right after the break.
Now, our next story has a little bit of everything. Mystery, history, even a hometown hero who's very close to our hearts. Ah, Grimshaw. Grimshaw Street. Now that rings a bell. Anyway, the story behind the story is the story of Grimshaw Street, Greensborough, hometown of our humble host. Hello, I'm Tracy Grimshaw. Welcome to A Current Affair. Now, there's a school of thought that here in Greensborough, 17 k's northeast of Melbourne, Grimshaw Street was named after Tracy's family. My mission, hunt down history. And isn't it funny who pops up along the way? Glenn, what is your history with Tracy Grimshaw?
Tracy and I have grown up together since we were kids. Our parents met on the boat migrating out to Australia over 60 years ago.
Glenn Davis was Tracy Grimshaw's next-door neighbour. Now he surely can enlighten us on the history of Grimshaw Street. I cannot get to the bottom of it. Nobody can.
No, I can't help you there, Martin.
Bummer. He knows a lot of other stuff, though.
Tracy used to work for my dad, pumping gas in a petrol station in West Heidelberg. We used to holiday together.
Tracy Grimshaw pumping gas.
Yeah.
Yeah, well done.
Great story. Lots of fun stories like that. Swimming pools and dogs and growing up, learning to drive, cars, all that sort of stuff. It was all fun.
Now, Grimshaw Street, who's it named after? This is the conundrum.
You would know that.
I actually don't know.
You don't know exactly who it's named after?
No.
When your investigation hits a brick wall, who are you going to see? The police, of course. Good morning.
Good morning.
Martin King from Channel 9.
First Constable Anton Kristevsky, nice to meet you.
And on you too. I'm here about Tracy Grimshaw.
What has she done?
No, she hasn't done anything. We're checking out the history of Grimshaw Street out the front.
Well, I believe it was named after the Grimshaw family.
But which Grimshaw family? There may be one or two.
The Tracy Grimshaw family.
The Tracy Grimshaw family?
Yeah.
Is that confirmed or is it just a suspicion?
Just a suspicion.
Okay. And well, you guys are good at suspicions.
Well, I've got the suspicion on reasonable grounds that I believe that it's named after Tracy's family.
You know Grimshaw Street?
Yes.
Do you know who it's named after?
No, I don't.
You know Tracy's been here, right?
No. What for?
Well, she's come in here to sign a lovely photograph for a senior sergeant that's retired.
She came in a good way.
She did, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Have you got the photo?
We do. Would you like to see it?
Yeah, sure.
Come right over. It's a nice photo, isn't it?
To right it is. Top pick back in Tracy's Today Show days.
She stands up for the normal people. For
Ordinary people.
Ordinary people, yeah.
Like us.
And that's right, like me. That's it. Yeah.
You're not that ordinary, mate.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I'm very ordinary.
Well, she's the local girl made good, hasn't she?
Oh, yeah, she's done very well.
Very well indeed.
She? Yeah, that's right.
Almost done a bit better than me.
Oh, right. Now, what have you done? What's your name?
Martin.
Martin.
Some people call me Marty when they're in a good mood with me.
Oh, right,
Yeah.
Marty. Oh, very good.
I'm really proud of Tracy and I'm proud of what she's achieved. I think she's done a lot for people that are, don't have a voice.
Any idea who I am?
I do. I haven't got your name in my head. Peter?
Okay.
I remember a time when Tracy was just started off in journalism as a cadet journalist with the Diamond Valley News, and she was doing restaurant reviews, and I got to go with her one time to do a restaurant review as two 18-year-olds sitting there pretending we knew what it was like to be in a restaurant, and her then critiquing the owners. It was a whole lot of fun back then.
How was the review?
Very positive. We all said nice things back then.
You always do hope for a free meal.
Yeah, that's it.
Happy history, lovely. But we're still no closer to cracking the aforementioned conundrum of Grimshaw Street, Greensborough. We've spoken to the Greensborough Historical Society and even they don't know who Grimshaw Street is named after. This is going from historical to hysterical. In the end, though, who really cares? After 17 years at the helm at ACA, Tracy has made her own history. Glenn, what else would you like to say to Tracy?
I just say, OK, Tracy, back to you. I've always wanted to say that, Martin.
Oh, thanks, Glenn. Thanks for not telling all my secrets. And it's definitely not named after our family. We were just, my folks were 10 quid migrants, penniless. Anyway, that was lovely. Such naughty kids in our office. You leave them alone and they just get up to mischief. Coming up, they paid this man's business thousands for the shed of their dreams. Guess what happened?
He's living the high life while we're left, with a 40k bill that I have to try and pay back to my bank now.
Tomorrow night, angry families left high and dry.
Shed dreams shattered.
We're devastated. It's horrible.
The Shed Peddler with a 5-star lifestyle.
This is absolutely bit of bad luck.
While his business's customers are left in the lurch.
Just makes us sick, really.
Who's ripped off these customers for their sheds?
That's tomorrow. And thank you for your company from the banks of Melbourne's Yarra River. It's great to be back. Good night.